Hello everyone, this is Chase the Channel. My name is Kirill and we talk about watches here. Today we have a new running series from G-Shock, the GBA-950. Let's see how it differs from the previous 900 series. And there are 3 color variations released. Well, white and black are classics in almost any G-Shock series, but now there's also an interesting purple shade. In any case, you can purchase all 3 versions in our store, chasterclub.com. Links will be in the description. So we have 3 new items before us. 2 dark ones with inverted displays, which get a lot of hate, and a white version, light with a regular display. And here, actually, everything was done for the design. That is, in dark colors, indeed, the inverted display somehow fits better. And of course, the case primarily attracts with its unusual shape. Here we stop because an external company, Outsense, was involved offering engineering solutions precisely for the constructions. And here they were inspired by origami. That is, indeed, it's like a layered cake, the layering of the strap on the case, and this is essentially the bezel. Such a shape, either of mountain peaks or simply folded paper, like in origami, indeed. And because of this, by the way, the glass is significantly lowered below these protrusions. It's protected from side impacts. There are 5 buttons, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and a light button in the center at the bottom. Here we have the light located between 3 and 4 o'clock. And I would, of course, immediately note the difference in construction from the previous GBA-900 version. Today we'll be comparing it because it's basically a successor, you could say. The GBA-900 case is, well, more G-Shock-like. That is, protrusions, large massive buttons. There are 5 buttons, but you see they are arranged a bit differently. That is, they are kind of shifted counterclockwise. Conditionally, if the button, let's find it if the LP button. On the contrary, they are shifted clockwise. So look, the LP button jumped over here. Here it is already. The button, so light, I see, completely moved down. The start button stayed in place. The mode button stayed in place. Oh no! In essence, here it turns out, I see only 2 buttons that have moved clockwise. Disp went over here and LP went here. That's it. The rest of the buttons practically stayed in place. Well, and the thickness visually decreased. That is, of course, we see this with the naked eye. Well, overall, the case looks somewhat less massive. As for the purple version, it's quite interesting and playful because firstly, the color itself, yes, is not often seen. And secondly, all of this is complemented by white indices and arrows and the red G-Shock inscription. Well, as for the displays, here, of course, it's better to switch to the light version so you can see what information is hidden there. But I repeat, inverted displays are significantly better read in real life than on camera. So, let's go. Day of the week, time, date. This changes here. You can set the distance traveled and the date remains. This is the number of steps, I assume, although it seems I didn't step with them. Probably some remainder. Here is the number of steps. Previous, we have then not the number of steps, 1,406. Here we have marked the number of calories burned. Well, in general, all this can be tracked in a special app. Just in case, I'll inform you that your activity is also marked on additional displays. Here, for example, at the top is the step tracker. That is how much you have left to walk to reach your goal. Here, min and max, this is the activity of workouts. Well, and here is the functionality. That is step recording, alarm, hand shift, hourly signal. Here, by the way, the functionality hasn't changed at all from the GBA-900. It's identical, I found no differences. The same multifunctional stopwatch with various recordings and so on. Here, by the way, is the recording mode. Countdown timer. There are, as far as I remember, 5 of them. Again, for workouts. So this is us starting it. Of course, you need to figure out what to press where. So, what to press where? So, well, in general, in any case, launch here. Yes, here they are. This is a 5-second start. That is, you can set it so that when you press the start button, 5 seconds pass and only then it starts. Well, in case you go running or do something else. In general, the functionality here is quite simple, and you can check the instructions on how to manage it in the app. And world time, dual time, that is, a second time zone can be set. Alarms, here probably everything is classic. There are 5 of them. There's also an hourly signal. The sound is standard. Well, in general, I don't see much point in dwelling on the functionality. It hasn't changed at all. But the design is truly new and fresh. So the luminescent material in the dark. Here we see the first difference from the GBA-900. The fact is the indices are also covered with luminescent material, and they look so bright. In the GBA-900, let me remind you, only the hands were. Let's activate the backlight. It is also bright. In the GBA-900, basically the same. So there's not much difference here. All the dials, all the pixels, everything is readable well, even considering they are inverted. But the luminescent material on the indices, of course, looks great in the dark. The watch on the wrist, by the way, sits very ergonomically, just like it's molded. The dimensions are small. Height 48.5 millimeters, width 43.9 millimeters, and thickness 16 millimeters. Interestingly, the GBA-900 is, of course, larger in dimensions, but I wouldn't say it's significantly larger. Yes, the width here has decreased, but the thickness was 16.6 millimeters. Here it is 16 millimeters. Although visually it seems like there's a difference of several millimeters. Notice how much thicker the GBA-900 appears. Yet the difference is only 0.6 millimeters. And here, frontally also significantly, especially in terms of width, the watches have become more compact. Well, they are still lightweight, here 53 grams, still these elongated holes, fixation in the loop so that your strap doesn't move back and forth. For a wide range of wrists, from small to large, somewhere from 14 centimeters to almost 21.5 centimeters. And naturally, they sit very comfortably, which is important for running. First of all, after all, it's a running series. Yes, the white ones look completely summery. This is probably the freshest shade. And thanks to the white displays and thanks to the overall design, you could even say a unisex version. So, in principle, for girls, women, I think this version will also suit. Although, of course, the watches are primarily men's, but the dimensions are pleasant again for sports activities. Plus, they are compatible with the Strava app. If someone uses it, it will also be convenient for you. Well, naturally, besides running and sports use, there's also urban, daily, everyday use. Whether with a t-shirt or with long sleeves, that is, naturally, you can also wear it in the city. So, let's sum up. Let's try to draw a pragmatic conclusion today. And it is as follows. If you wanted new features, if you wanted something technologically groundbreaking, you won't find it here compared to the previous version. That is the GBA-900 in terms of functionality, well, are no different. That is, everything is the same. This is, of course, enough for sports activities, but I didn't find any significant difference for, in fact, ordinary people who are not some super athletes. On the other hand, the design here might be a huge advantage for you because they visually appear smaller. They, well, even feel like they're more compact. Yes, I'll repeat once more. This is the classic G-Shock design from the mid to late 2010s. Now, this is definitely something more modern. You can tell it's from the 2000s, 20s. Maybe someone might even think that this design is outdated, but it's also good. And visually, I like this form of layering the strap on the case. Of course, it's not the first time we see this, not the first time. G-Shock already had similar models in our review, but again, these sports versions turned out nicely too. We have everything in stock as always at pleasant prices. If you like them, follow the links in the description. In the end, I would like to know your opinion, which model you liked more. be sure to write about it in the comments. Well, if you like this video, then like it and subscribe to the channel. That's all. Bye everyone.